Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the nightmare of this stream where I get amazing guests to talk and chit chat with about music, life, and how about they have come to choose what they have chosen to become, which means as musicians or, sound engineers or actors or actresses or everything, how they have come about. Why? Who are they? But today we have a special guest. Now, one of the finest singers, in my opinion, in Finland, and especially one of the finest female singers in Finland, is Netta Laurenne. Now, she's the singer of Smackbound, and recently she has made a joint venture with another vocalist, and they have made a band together which is called Laurenne and Louhimo. Now, Louhimo is the singer of Battle Beast, and they have joined their forces together to make some music and release some awesome stuff. So, what are we gonna do now is introduce Netta into the whole shebang today. That okay, how did she come about becoming who did she come about? So here we are, 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Netta Laurenne. And Netta, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. It's a beautiful day here in Espoo.
That is fantastic. That is brilliant. Tell me about it. Like, it's just okay. Now we have some sound issue going on as well because I did not know that there are two voices that are going to come about, but now it's fine. Anyways,
Okay.
beautiful day in Espoo. So coming to know about that you have now moved to Espoo, and I remember that you guys have lived in Helsinki. Is that correct?
Yes, for forever.
Forever, right? So
We used to live. You know where we lived.
I know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's much easier to say publicly now because you don't live there anymore, right? So it's not a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we lived in Helsinki city center for 10 years in the same apartment that you have been hanging out with us
True
in.
that. True that. True that. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Now, this is all about the channel or the chat or the live stream is all about going to be you. Then how did you come on Earth? We all know the process. We
Okay, so I don't
definitely
have to go
exactly
to the
not into
very beginning. Thank you
not
for
let's
that.
not get into the rabbit hole of that. But at least let us know that which city were you born in? How did he come
Yeah.
about music? What was the first musical venture that you touched, felt?
hmm Gosh, a lot of questions that require some memory,
Right.
which I don't have.
Oh, damn.
But
Damn.
yes,
Software
I was
update, Netta. Software
born.
update.
Yeah, I need an update, really.
Right.
I was born in Pirkkala, which is 12 kilometers from Tampere
All right.
city center.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, I was born in Tampere in the hospital.
Right.
But actually, there is a funny story about my birth because my father was working. He's a entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother called like, okay, she's coming now. Like the she's in labor,
Mm-hmm.
and we gotta go get to the hospital. And my father was like, okay, I'm leaving work now. I'm leaving work now. But then he just thought that he's gonna do this little thing before he leaves, so he will get it done. So he'll just do it in a hurry. And then mom called again after a while, like half an hour, like, where are you? Like, really,
Mm-hmm.
where are you? Because it takes a half an hour to drive where we lived to where my father's company was.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
she was like, where are you? Where's the car? And my dad was still at work.
Right. Wow.
So that was a mistake. I think he heard a lot about afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
years of agony because of that huge mistake. But then he left, but and came and picked us up, and we drove to the hospital. But I was already, as I'm a curious person. I
Right.
mean, I have this curiosity about life. So I was in immense hurry to
Mm-hmm.
come out. I didn't want to wait anymore.
All right.
So I was
Well,
actually the story is told that I was born in the elevator in the hospital, but we never get to the to the room, you
Oh,
know.
really? Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was born in an elevator.
Now, is that a story you have ever told anyone, like publicly?
No.
So we just got that. We just hit the spot. Bang! Like, let's go. Like,
Yes.
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Yes. Well, you
This.
asked.
Yeah, exactly. That's all about like getting to know the person. Like, I think you're the first one
Yeah.
who has told the story like from the very start. This is amazing. This is a good start. I like already where we are heading.
It's going to be a long chat, you know.
Exactly, exactly. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
So at the age of,
Yes.
2 years, I
Age of
was like,
7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that
right,
was the
cool,
start. It
cool.
started in a hurry, and it kind of
All right,
tells a lot about my character that
right.
that I couldn't wait to get to the actual
Yeah,
labor room. But
right. Wow.
and what is maybe because everybody always asks like, were you born in the morning or were you born
Mm-hmm.
in the night? I was born uh 15 minutes past 11 p.m. So
Past
I'm
11
a
p.m. Right.
yeah, close to
Nearly.
midnight. So
Right.
that's why I'm always, I think, I'm horrible in the mornings, like very hard to do anything if I
Mm-hmm.
get up early,
Right.
and then I'm at my best during midnight. Like
Right.
I have all my visions and I have a lot of energy, and it's like
Right. Right.
I
Right.
think it's got something to do with when you are born, what time of the
Hard,
day. I
hard to
don't know. I've
say. I
never,
mean, I
you
didn't
know.
study into it, but this is a good analogy, actually. Yeah, many people do, consider that, oh, were you a morning child or a night child or what? I don't even
Yeah.
know what time I was born. I need to research on that as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
you have to look into it
Yeah,
and
because I'm not a morning
find
guy at
find
all.
out.
I'm definitely a night owl. I
Yeah,
definitely function better. I have my own rhythm at the nighttime. It's weird. It's weird.
yeah,
But like
yeah. So I don't.
there you go. You said like it was like 15 past 11, right? So close to
Yeah,
midnight. That's a cool song name, don't you think? Close to midnight.
yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. So how did you come about music? Who was the person that introduced you to music, or did you stumble upon it? And what was the band or an artist? How did that happen?
Mm, well, I think I think that it was kind of written in me
Hmm.
always. You know, I knew it already in the elevator. I was like, "Get me out of here! I gotta sing. I gotta do stuff." Yeah,
Right. Cool.
yeah.
Right, right,
The first heavy scream I ever did was
right,
in that elevator.
right there. Exactly. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but it was basically my mother was a music teacher. Well, she was a school teacher, and was also teaching arts and music in that school.
Right.
And she played like, what's kantele in English? It's a Finnish,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
like
I think there
Tyrolean,
is
like
no
this
English name
Kalevala.
for it.
It's like a strings, and it's like this.
It's
What's
Kantele.
kantele? Yeah, kantele. Do you know what it is?
I know,
It
yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah, it is. How to describe it? It's a kind of a classic folk instrument,
It's the harp.
basically.
It's kind of
Yeah,
harp,
like,
but tilted, and it has kind of like a hollow body.
yeah, of
Right.
wood. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So she played kandele beautifully,
All right.
and my father was I think my father has toured more than I have, because
Really?
when
Wow.
he was young, he was a trumpetist.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Cool.
but then we killed it out of him, because every time he tried to tried to play the trumpet at home, it's so loud. So the kids were like, we didn't understand. We were like, no, don't do that.
Right.
So that was, I don't know if he plays anymore, but
See, I mean, generally we predict the fact, like if we look at the history of musicians, generally it's the parents who try to, suppress you from not becoming the musician. Or generally it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I have the kids in life now, I'm done. It's like, it's so
yeah,
ironic, right? The kids killed the dad's trumpet.
yeah. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Because it was too loud.
Oh,
But
damn. Right.
understanding it now, it feels awful that we always scream like, "Ah, don't do that," because
Right.
he should have. Well, hopefully, he does play. I've asked him if he ever plays anymore, but
Hmm.
he says like every now and then, but not that often because he kind of lost, maybe the touch when we asked him not to play it so
Right,
much.
right. Oh,
And
damn.
there was always someone home, so
Yeah, right, right, right. I
so
understand. So
yeah,
kind of
but
like
it
from the
it,
very
it was
early age, you had the music kind of flourishing in
the
you.
epiphany of being a musician myself, you mean?
Right, 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 right. Exactly.
It's breaking up. I can't hear your question.
No, I was just saying from the early age, you already had the music in you, building up
Yes,
slowly and gradually.
I did, and it was I was 4. I remember I was uh, I was in love with Maria Callas.
Hmm.
Uh, my mother also she sang opera, so classical music. It was her hobby. So I listened to my mother sing, and she loved Maria Callas. Played a lot of her vinyls,
Hmm.
her house, and I just loved Maria Callas' voice. I still think she's the best opera singer
Right,
ever.
right, right,
That's that these are opinions, and it was my
right.
first love in music and singing.
Sure,
And the
sure.
second music that really hit me was uh, was this Bond song "You Only Live Twice" that I think Nancy Sinatra
Uh-huh.
sang it.
Okay. I'm pretty
Who
sure I
no
must have
who
heard
sang it?
it, but I'm not really sure who has,
Yeah, it's
you
like
know.
you only live twice, or so it seems. It's like this. It's a beautiful Bond song.
Okay.
One life for yourself and one for your dream. It's this
Okay.
uh, beautiful song. It's a Bond theme song, and I
Right.
just fell in love with this Bond. You know
You
the
bonded with it.
Yeah, the feeling of Bond songs, the danger, there's underneath there lies so much tension, sex, frustration, violence, love, sorrow. There's everything. So
Hmm.
that was like my musical love.
Hmm.
I loved Maria Callas's voice. I didn't love the music that much, but this Bond song really hit me with the feelings that it had, and I told my mother that I'm going to be a singer
Oh,
because
that's
I
cool.
want to sing a Bond song, the
Right.
theme song. I need to sing it.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So hopefully
Yeah, so
one day
then
that dream needs to come true.
I'm still working on it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can't stop singing until that happens.
But
So
do you want
please
to
let it
stop
happen.
singing after that? That would be like, no, now you're touring. Bam, okay. Like,
Yeah.
bam, no, I did it. Now stop. I'm done with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm gonna go live in the forest. you know, Disappear.
Exactly, exactly. So what was the
Yeah.
age that you stepped on a stage for the first time? Now you already told your mom about it that you want to be a singer, so kind of early dreams, right? And here you're
Yeah.
living it, but do you recall your first time that you were on the stage?
Um, yeah, it was. Everybody asked me to sing or dance because I was a very good samba dancer when I was a kid.
All right.
I'm a
Interesting.
European championship.
Really? You were a
Yes.
European champion.
Yes, when I was a kid, like
What?
in the children's. Uh,
Holy
yeah.
dang.
Yeah, it was it was a team. There was
Right.
There was more, I think there was 20 of us,
Right.
so it wasn't all me, but it's a,
You
it's a
contributed to
group
it.
that danced.
You're
So
right.
I went, I don't even remember what country we were in. We flew somewhere to dance. Maybe it was Denmark or something, or I don't know.
Right.
Some country in Europe. Sorry, guys, guys, I can't remember.
Right.
I think it was Denmark, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So and yeah, we won. And this is of course, it might have something to do with the adults, you know, dancing really good. But I
Right.
was a really good dancer also,
Right. Right.
you
Well,
know.
that's cool.
At 10, I was like, oh, with all the feathers. So
Interesting.
yeah, people asked me to, sing at weddings and funerals. So
Right.
this was the first, and I don't know, I was maybe 6 when it happened the first time, and
Right.
then but it was only in these family gatherings
You're
that I
right.
did it.
Right. 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 Any plans of
And
bringing
then
the
when
samba on stage like nowadays with all the feathers as well? And like, all right, yeah,
yeah,
hit it.
yeah, they're waiting at the closet. Like when can they get out again?
Hey, that could be the Bond stuff. When the Bond thing happens, you need to do that.
True.
You need definitely.
Yeah,
That's
samba the hell out of Bond. Yeah,
exactly.
I'll do that.
Exactly. That'd be epic. That'd
Yeah.
be epic.
So I think I do think that my costume doesn't fit me anymore though.
Well, that would be the
There might be
thing.
a
That would be the thing. Like, what the hell happened? Hey, this
yeah.
was my dream costume. This is where I dreamed in. That's it. This is
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
need.
This is my European Championship costume. I was 10.
Now I'm gonna be the world champion. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Cool.
so yeah, but when I became really shy and unconfident, like we all do, around 12 to because you're gonna realize that your body is changing and
Hmm.
a lot of these things happen like to all of us.
Right.
Like we start to change and we go through
Right.
a lot of stuff, and also a lot of stuff in life happened that kind of was hard and depressing, and so maybe I kind of crawled into a kind of a shelter, you know. So
Mm.
I stopped singing
Oh.
publicly. I didn't tell anymore that I told everyone that I stopped,
Oh wow.
and I only
Okay.
sang secretly. I did go to they put me in this classical singing when I was 13. I started to really train with a professional teacher
Hmm.
to be a classical singer. I did that, but I didn't tell anyone. Not even my friends knew that I was doing that. It was like I was totally something in me started to kind of. I tried to shelter it from the world. I didn't want to lose it somehow. I don't know what happened, but I in a way I felt ashamed of it, and I
Hmm.
didn't want to. I became really shy, so I didn't want people asking me to perform because I hated it.
Hmm.
I hated
Was
to
it
be on the
usual for
spotlight.
the family gatherings to kind of like always say like, "Hey, there's Netta, come on, sing us a song." Was it too much like every time somebody was kind of pushing the idea, or was it what really happened? Why did you kind of
Yeah,
got pushed back?
I think everybody, they mean well, but I felt
Hmm.
like everybody was asking something
Right.
from me, and I couldn't just be.
Mm.
So I always had to perform and kind of be more than just a breathing person in the
Yeah, yeah, right,
corner,
right, right, right.
so I felt that, and I really it kind of I started to feel a lot of anxiety against it.
Hmm.
I wanted people to leave me be, leave me uh, you know leave me alone and give me the rest that I needed. Because I really, it wasn't for me ever like, okay, I'm just gonna sing. I'm just gonna sing because I'm a perfectionist. So
Mm-hmm.
the stress that came out of it was huge. So I didn't enjoy it in a
Right.
way. For me, I was always worried that I will let someone down if I fail,
Did you
if
feel
I
like
do a
it's more
mistake.
like do you feel it's more like just executing and not really having the feel of it?
Yes,
Right.
exactly. I felt that it wasn't my choice, so I had to execute
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't out of free choice.
Right, right. So where did it
So
all
I got it.
change? What was the age or like where did it all change? Did you
I think
yeah.
to this state that I didn't want to perform. You mean?
No, no, no. Where did it all change then that you felt like, okay, wait a minute, I'm gonna actually do music, but I'm gonna do it in my way, to try to make a band. That's what I'm trying to going to go to
Yeah,
as well. Like,
yeah.
what was your first band
Well,
and so on.
it took a long time, a
Right.
really long time. I had immense uh, panic attacks, uh,
Oh.
towards performing.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it was the school concerts that you had to go through because it was part of the grade
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in conservatory or later on in Bob Chess Conservatory.
Right.
So I always asked, like, can I sing behind the curtain? Do I have to be seen? And they always said that yes, you have to be seen.
Wow.
It was, I hated it. And
Right.
I said that I never want to perform. I just want to write music.
Right.
That was I was kind of idolizing the fact that I wanted to be like George Michael, that he makes records and he doesn't do live
Yeah,
gigs
yeah,
that
yeah.
much.
Right.
So
Right.
he was my hero. I wanted to be like that so I can really like be in peace because I'm really um, even though it doesn't show, I'm quite introvert and I need a lot of time to be on my own. So
Right.
I'm a bit of a hermit.
Right.
So for me to be outgoing and giving, uh, it 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 I need to balance it out with a lot of loneliness,
Right.
and that's why I do these things that I shut myself away from everyone else very often to just kind of regain my strength.
Right.
But it was this school. It was the first band that I toured with that I kind of had. I regained kind of a little bit of my confidence to do it, even though I always felt that I could have done it better. That's the perfectionist that I've been working uh, for. Working to ease it up a little bit in my life. So I've worked for and with that my whole life to understand that not everything has to be perfect because there is no such thing as perfect.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
but it was around when I really I had bands. I had like rock bands
Right.
uh, around when I was 20. But I only wanted to. I didn't want to do live gigs. I wanted to just rehearse.
Right. What was the name of the
But then
first
I went.
band?
Oh gosh,
Ta-da.
I have to get back on you on that.
Okay, well that's interesting.
I
Yeah.
have to. I have to ask the guys.
Right.
But it was.
But
It
did you
was.
join the band or did you make the band together with the guys? Like,
No, I
or
joined the band.
you joined
Yeah.
the band. Yeah, that's why you don't remember
Yes.
it. But what was the name of the band that you made the first?
That I formed myself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or named it as well.
uh, I think it was just a cover band
Mm-hmm.
that I formed.
Right.
So, and what was I can't remember the name of it. I did name it, but I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
No, I can't remember.
All right. Well,
But
that's all right.
we did weddings and
Right.
like
Okay.
this party band,
Sure.
like
Sure thing. Sure thing.
singing Michael Jackson and stuff.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you
So
contribute any time? That was my other question, which actually we jumped up already. Which other instruments do you play?
um, piano.
Right. Did you
Uh,
contribute with the piano like any time with the bands as well? For instance, while singing, you had the piano as well, or
no.
okay. So you've only sung.
Yes.
All right.
I I I think there was one gig that I had to play play the keyboard, but I didn't want to do it in
Right.
public
Right.
because I have I have this history of being forced into piano lessons from early on,
Oh,
and I
damn.
hated it. And
Mm.
because I didn't have the motivation for it back then, I didn't really learn all the things that I should have because I was kind of I was trying to get out of it. So a lot of times I didn't do my homework, and then uh, I manipulated the teacher
Right.
to
Right.
always play ahead. Uh, can you play first the song that was my
Right.
homework, so I know that how I should play it, so I can
Right.
still listen. And she always played it, and then I played it by the memory and not from the notes. So I didn't learn, reading notes back then that well that
Mm.
I should have. Later on, of course, in the conservatory, and
Right.
I went through the theory twice. First in the classical conservatory, and then in the pop jazz conservatory
Cool. So
later
you
on.
have completely
But
like went in music field. You've studied it as well.
yeah,
Well,
yes.
that's awesome.
And then I've studied in Sibelius Academia. I've studied um, traditional like Finnish folk music,
Dang.
uh,
Nice.
and also jazz music and the business of the entrepreneurship in music. So,
That's pretty nice.
but 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 mostly the folk music because I'm from Karelia. My family comes from Karelia,
Hmm.
and this weeping singing. It was a big thing in my family. So
Right.
it's this Karjalan itkulaulut.
Hmm.
So it's kind of these cry. Women used to cry, cry and sing at the same time
Right.
to clear away, bad energies. Or when there was a baby born, they sang for it to survive
Hmm.
the birth and also the mother. So there's this tradition in my family, and my grandma used to sing these songs to me,
Hmm.
and also my father sang these songs at home. So that's why I wanted to study them.
Right.
Uh, then also in Sibelius Academia because I was intrigued, and it's part of my own history. So
That's very interesting. I did not know about that. Well, I do know about the singing style for sure, but I didn't know that it's Karelia had that as well. Well, that's interesting to know.
yeah,
That's
there is a
interesting.
statue of Lari Paraske in the Finlandia building,
Mm-hmm.
in front of Finlandia building, and she is the most recorded crying singer that was from the same village, exactly the same. She was. It was her songs that we sang.
I see. I see.
So
What is particularly the name of the style? Is it called crying singing or cry singing, or is there something else?
yeah, in Finnish it's itkulaulu,
I
so
see.
it's
Yeah.
crying,
Mm-hmm.
singing. But I don't
Right.
know if that's the term they use in English.
Not sure. If
If
anybody
if
knows
it
in the
has
chat, please let us know, by the way. That would be good.
yes,
And now I read the
yeah,
chat, so it was Nancy Sinatra as well, the song that you mentioned about in the beginning, about the
yeah. So I
bomb.
remember
Yeah.
remember it correctly then. Yeah,
Right.
because I still love Nancy Sinatra.
Right. Right.
She's
Right.
amazing
Right.
singer. What a voice, and I love that. I love the apathy of the songs she has recorded. They're
Right.
beautiful. But yeah, but my first really real tour with a band was with a big band, jazz big band
Mm-hmm.
from school, and we toured Finland and I was the singer, and we
Well, that's
sang
pretty cool.
jazz.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty cool. Any particular
And did you?
style that you kind of wanted to achieve? Now you have already told that you were a fan of Sinatra, Nancy Sinatra in that sense, but um, any particular style that intrigued you afterwards that you went like, wait a minute, where did rock come in? Which stage of your life did rock come in and said like, hello, I exist?
Oh, it was my first serious boyfriend
I see.
that
Okay.
that uh, came with the rock, in my life.
Right. Okay.
He was a metal fan.
Right.
So it was back then. It was like we were dating, and he came at our house every day after school, and he always had a new CD that we listened to. It was
Mhm.
that sweet back then. We just listened
Exactly.
to the
Exactly.
to the
CDs.
music, and
Yeah.
then
Sit down, listen
he
to the
said,
music.
"Bye, see you at school."
Right.
So so uh, he played a lot of different kind of music for me, and I fell for. Then I found I really liked, and he really liked. We were together for a long time, so in the end, and I really liked uh, Symphony X and Dream
Nice.
Theater,
Right. Right.
stuff like this, Stradivarius.
So
So all,
more into
all of these we listened
prog
to a
kind
lot.
of vibes.
Can
More,
you
more,
can you say
more,
that again?
more into the progressive vibes.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Right. That's interesting.
Was that a question? Because you're breaking up. So you
No,
said
no, no.
that
I
it's
said
more of
like
a
more
progressive
like
vibe.
a
Yeah,
progressive vibes that you
yeah,
were
yes,
interested in.
yes,
That
definitely,
you
and
got to
also
hear for the first time.
yeah, and also later on, Opeth from Sweden.
Right.
And you may know that my favorite band is Pain of Salvation from Sweden.
I did not know that.
Okay, I
Interesting.
love the band.
Right. Right.
I'm their biggest fan.
That I know that you are definitely you have played particularly a lot because by the time Miro went with you guys to Thailand, I believe you were bombarding Pain of
Yes.
Salvation, and he told me some stories regarding that. So yes, yes, that I know. Right, but
Yes,
I didn't know that that's your favorite band of all time because
that's
me.
my favorite,
Right.
all-time favorite band. Yes, I,
Wow.
I I love what they do. They're genius, and
Right. Right.
it kind of combines, you know, all the things that I love. In Nancy Sinatra, I loved at age 4. Pain Installation, combines this and the Bond songs, the tension in it, and all of these feelings, sorrow, anger, sexual frustration, all of this is inside the songs, and it combines it with stronger style of music, which is metal, progressive metal. So it really like hits you hard. I love it.
Right. Right. Apparently, some people are saying that I have a kind of a Doppler effect going on, echo effect going on. I don't understand why. But do you hear an echo as well?
I don't hear an echo, but
Right.
you're breaking up every now and then.
Well, that's interesting. Thanks,
Yeah.
Windows. I've bloody love Windows whenever it comes about audio. But
Yes.
I'll try to come closer to the microphone. Maybe it's just breaking up the noise gate and blah blah blah. But in any
Yeah,
case,
but it's got something to do with the picture because you freeze,
oh, really,
every now and then. Yes.
that's
So that's why I
beautiful.
don't hear every time you say something, because it's like chick, 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 chick.
Upgrade required here as well, probably. Right.
Well,
So
yeah. What's up with the connection, man?
I don't know. Apparently, we live in this country where this internet connection is gonna be faster than we think. I mean, now 5G is around the corner. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
what's happening,
Mine's
man?
tomorrow,
All right.
by the
Wow.
way. My 5G is
Really?
tomorrow
The first one.
here.
All right.
First one. Yeah.
Exactly. The yeah, I just saw the Instagram story. At least one got already happy one. Was it yesterday or today or?
Yeah, to getting. Yeah, it was on Monday.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because I just
Yeah.
saw the Instagram story, or where did he post it? I don't remember, but somewhere. Exactly.
Yeah. He got it on Monday, and it's actually funny because I if I would we are in different healthcare
Yeah.
cities,
Mm,
you know,
that's why.
because when we moved, I moved my papers back to Helsinki,
Ah,
and Nino is now in Espoo with the
right.
healthcare. So I'm getting it earlier than I would get it if I was in Espoo
Ah.
because Nino is wait 8 years older than me. He's so old.
That's why I kept quiet. I was like, I gotta,
Yeah,
I gotta keep.
yeah, yeah. So that's why
Right,
I get it, this
right.
soon that I was wise enough to go back to Helsinki with the healthcare.
Precisely,
Not that
precisely.
there is, I don't want to
You
badmouth
know that.
Espoo healthcare.
I
That's
know.
not the,
Yeah. That is, yeah.
everybody's doing a good job. These
Mm-hmm.
are personal decisions.
Exactly. Hey, first world problems, right?
Yes, yes. And that, because you have now that, well, it's been for, I don't know, 10 or 15 years that you can choose the city that you want to have your healthcare in.
Right.
So it used to be always that you stick with the one that you live in, but for 10 years or so or more now, you've had this freedom of choice in Finland.
Right, right, right,
But
right.
you should pick one, that is closer to you, so you don't have to go to Lapland if you got yourself with that. I get that's not wise.
No, I understand. Yeah, yeah. I completely do. Exactly. But I mean, I haven't had. Luckily, me, I try to stay away from that whole shebang, anyways. So I try. I'm the last one. It's
Yeah.
the last resort that I would be doing, like going to the healthcare. Like, all right, unless and until,
Yeah.
like, even when my shoulder broke, I was still like, eh, no, it's totally
You didn't
fine.
go.
No, I did not. I did not. Till the point that actually
Oh
the
God.
doctors called me in, and they literally called me in because A&P Reacts were in Finland at that time, and I was driving them to like I took them to Tampere, and by the time we were getting back from Tampere, the doctors called
With
me
the
that.
scooter, with the scooter you
Like,
were driving.
exactly, I was driving them with the scooter, right, right. But by the
Yeah.
time we were getting back, they called me up and they said like, "Hey, by the way, you need to get in immediately." Because I'm like, "Okay, what's immediate? Today is what was it? It was something like Friday or something like that." And they said, "Yeah, you need to get in immediately." I'm like, "What's immediately? Should I come now?" "No, no, come on Monday." I'm like, "Why the fuck then
Oh,
it's
okay.
immediately? Like, what are you trying to say?" So I went there, and then they were like, yeah, well, it's pretty bad. And I'm like, I need a second opinion. Then I called Alexei as well. Even known, I'm pretty bad with the last names. The medicated singer.
Yeah.
And then he said the Norther singer as well, right? So he called me up as well, and he said, "Now I think you need a surgery, dude. It looks pretty bad. The X-rays are bad. That's my last resort. Then only I'll go to
Yeah.
do something. Otherwise, I'm like, bah, ah,
Yeah.
ah."
Yeah. Not from every little. Yeah. I know. I know.
Exactly.
Because I suffer from these. I have RLS, so
Ah,
restless leg
right,
syndrome, which is really bad. I'm in the, you know, it's a it's around 10% of the population in the world that
right.
has this syndrome, and I'm in the worst
Oh
1%. So
shit.
mine are really bad. That's why I
Yeah.
don't sleep very much at
Damn.
all. So
No, that I understand. That can be heavy for sure. There's no question
yeah,
about
so
it.
for that reason, I chose Helsinki because they have treated my legs in the neurology
Right.
department for years. So I wanted to stay close to my doctors so I can, keep myself alive.
Right, right, right. Okay, getting to the better vibes now, getting away from the
Yes.
the health situations,
Uh,
because I totally can understand,
yes,
like it can be very painful in that sense, and many people are suffering with that shit, which is not cool. Which is not cool.
it's not
But
cool, but that's life.
that's
That's
life.
life.
Exactly.
That's what
Life
Frank
is
said.
life.
Exactly.
Okay, talking about that now, moving on towards a bit more further in life. Now, I met you the first time it was because of Run for Cover. I believe so. And no, it was not Run for Cover. It was something something. By the time we were doing something with Kiwas in Sonic Pump Studios, I think so. It was something to, because you have done your internship in Sonic Pump Studios as well.
I had what?
You have worked or done your internship.
I was working there. I was the CEO of Sonic Pop Studios for 3.5 years.
Right, that's the point.
Yeah,
That's the point. So
that
not the
so
internship,
that time you
exactly,
yeah.
exactly, and that was
I'm too old. I'm too old to have an internship.
exactly right, right,
Man.
exactly. Because I always thought like, yeah, yeah, cool. Because we were doing things with Tapio at that time, who I called Mapio, of
Yeah.
course, the lovely Tapio. So I remember we
Yes.
met there at that time. You were studio manager, of course. What am I talking about? I remember that.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
My
matter.
memory as well,
You know.
fades out a little bit. Like,
I was
update is
just glad that you
required.
think that I was still at school back then. So
Exactly. Hey, it's the Nino who is the elder one here, in the house.
yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was the time that I got to know about you particularly and the singing and everything like this. But meanwhile, were there other things as well? What was the first? Because I cannot recall that. Did you release anything particularly with Run for Cover?
No,
No, not really.
we
Right.
didn't release anything. We just have the YouTube videos and we did live gigs a lot. So, but
Mm,
nothing official ever came out because
right.
Run for Cover was only means to an end. So it was. Um, I founded Run for Cover to figure out if I like the guys of Smackbound or not. So if I should kick someone out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Who is who?
So yeah, because
Who's
I really wanted to see how we work,
right?
together in the situations that comes from, long hours. And so I wanted to kind of make sure that we actually we get along and
Right.
the group dynamics are right and we have the same kind of, um, attitude towards music and performing.
Right.
You don't have any kind of
Surprises.
yeah surprises that someone is always
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah,
uh drunk so much that they can't play
yeah.
or
Oh,
something
we
like
have, we have worked
that.
with those
So
fellas as well in our life. Yeah, exactly.
yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
For
So
those of you who
so
don't know, by the way, in chat, that we share two band members in our bands. So basically, Smackbound and actually, there are three bands interlinked at one time, because True Cult Club, Rolf Bilwe is our drummer, which is the drummer of Smackbound as well, and then in Wintersun we have Teemu Mentasari, so Teemu Mentasari is in Smackbound as well. So it's kind of like we are interlinked. Welcome
yes,
to
can't get rid
Finland.
of
We
each other.
inbreed. Yeah, exactly. We just take everybody from everybody. Like, you come here, you as well.
Yes.
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that's why we didn't release anything because it was for us it was kind of a practice period and really getting to know each other and checking everything so that the band really wants to be together and really works well.
right,
So after a year of doing gigs together, we started to write the Smackdown songs.
right.
So I waited the first year. Of course, we continued with the Run for Cover uh, to play the gigs, but that was after a year. I
Mm,
decided that yeah, I kind of love the guys, so
right, right,
we're working well together, and they can stand me in some level.
right,
so
right, right.
so so that's when we started to write the first album.
That's awesome. Now tell me
2020 that
about
came
like
last
what
year.
was the year that Run for Cover kind of started?
We started touring in 2015.
15.
Uh,
But
but
we met in 2000.
Smackbound was
But we met in
2015.
but
Yeah,
we met in 2010.
I know.
Damn.
We didn't have Run for Cover that back then.
Exactly. So I'm like,
In 2010, I had my solo album come out.
right. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
which was you can't find it basically because it was a small indie label that it
Right.
was this blues rock.
Okay. I see. Damn, but we are
Yeah.
digging deep. Like, we are going back in our memories as well. Like, who, what, where happened,
Yeah.
who are you?
Did, who are you? Who am I?
Yeah, who am I? What happened? Exactly. What was
Yeah.
I 10
Yeah.
years ago? Oh God. Oh God. That's interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, time flies for
But
sure.
Smack. Yeah, I know that is
There's no
so
question.
true, and it's at sometimes it's scary how fast it goes.
True that. True that. I mean,
Like,
it's just, even it's been just about a year ago. I still remember we were sitting in the morning in the park, me, Heikki, you, Nino, you guys celebrating your anniversary and sitting in the park early in
yeah.
the morning. It's been a year ago. What the?
Yeah, it's insane
Yeah.
because it just happened, you know.
Like,
And
what?
then a lifetime has happened,
Exactly. And
in
everything.
between these two moments, and I recall it so well.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you were you wore my handbag so beautifully.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At least
Great,
I'm,
great memories.
yeah. Talents of that sort. Yeah.
Yes.
But now getting to the element of now Smackbound. Now, so you were preparing yourself to gather a team that would eventually become Smackbound. But where did you come up with that name from? How did that name come about? Was it already building up at the background that you were like, okay, it's going to be Smackbound. I'm not going to tell these people yet.
No, it was actually we had a different name first,
Right. Okay.
which I'm not going to tell because I
Aha.
would get into trouble. And we got a lawsuit from the states the minute I bought the domain. I got a I got a I got a
Oh
I got an
wow.
email from a lawyer,
Oh wow.
and then we discussed for a while uh, about the possibilities of using the name. It wasn't exact name, but our name had their trademark in it, like what they had. It was in it, like it was part of our
Uh huh.
name, and they didn't have any trademark or copyrights for music. They were
Okay.
doing like cushions and stuff. Uh, but they said that you can, we can. They said that like you can use the name,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't have any merchandise. So you can't print T-shirts with that name. So you can only have the name on the album cover.
What's the point of that?
So yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So I kind of let it go.
Thank you very much,
I
but thank you. Bye bye.
thank you. Yes, yes. So I thanked them and I dropped the name and
Right.
then I said like okay now we need to come up with a new name and I was staring the ceiling during nights and the bed and thinking like it needs to be something that doesn't mean anything. So
Right.
this can't happen again. It can't mean anything, but it
Right.
has to feel like it means something.
Right.
So I was trying to give birth to a name that gives you an impression of something, some kind of feeling without it actually existing anywhere. So I didn't want it to be a word that exists. So then I was first came like smack. I was like, okay, smack, and I wanted it to be one word. I wanted it
Right.
to be one word. I didn't want that was clear. I wanted it to be one word. and it had to have this irritation element enough so you remember the name. So if it doesn't irritate you at all,
Hmm.
then it probably is too weak, the name. So I first was like, smack. Okay, it's like that has a that has a feeling to it, like because I wanted to, the music has a lot of energy
Hmm.
at some time at points. So it's like kicking your ass, or so I was like, smack is a good word in a way that it has this energy,
Right.
like smack in the face, like wake up, man. And then in
Right.
a way, I wanted to also have something about more of a philosophical side of destiny and something that was meant to happen, and then I was like bound to happen.
Hmm.
Okay, it was bound to be, but then of course
Smacked.
and then I was like, okay, it's bound. That's
Hmm.
it. I'll just put them together, like these two ideas, and I was like, yeah, if it still feels good. I asked Nina's opinion in the morning, like, what do I really do feel like this is this the name? And he was like, yeah, yeah. It's like it because there's a lot of bad names also came into mind, so that weren't working,
Right.
and we agreed that it's good. It's clear it has this feeling of kicking your ass, and still it has this destiny. It's bound to smack you in the face.
Right. 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 Yeah.
You can't just walk past it and not notice it.
You're bound to be smacked.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. And it has this little irritation. It's a little bit corny in a way. For me, that's a positive thing because then it's more easy to remember the name.
Right.
It,
Right.
it, it
Exactly.
triggers something a little bit like, oh my god.
Exactly.
So I texted the guys like, okay, I think I have it now. Smackbound.
Right.
And I was like, is anyone against? And no one answered anything. I was like, okay, I'll go with this one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And no lawsuit coming
too
the way.
slow.
No lawsuit coming this way, so that's perfectly fine.
Yes, exactly.
Damn, I didn't know that story. That's interesting now. Like, we will definitely need to talk about it the next time we meet up. That would be interesting. Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
but this one funny thing about it was that I'm a huge fan of Ernest Hemingway,
Hmm.
and and it was his descendants
Hmm.
that owned the trademark that
Oh.
was inside the old name.
Oh wow.
They own tons of trademarks, but I was like, yes, I almost got to touch. This is the closest,
Exactly. I got them to
closest thing I can
recognize
get.
me. I I got to talk to their lawyers. Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I'm like,
Ne-
it's like I
next thing,
almost talked to Ernest Hemingway himself.
right? Next thing you know, like handcuffed, going to fucking jail, orange suit on. Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. My
Bankrupt
biggest
completely.
idol.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
they were really nice and
Okay.
supporting the music, but it was just too hard,
Right. Right. Well, these
too hard to deal
legal
because then we would
battles.
have been, on our tiptoes all the time with using the name.
Right.
Can we have
Right.
a banner? Maybe we can. Can we have a poster?
Can we have a
You
backdrop?
know,
No.
no,
No, no.
no,
Empty!
that's fabric.
Like,
Exactly.
absolutely. What the
Yeah.
hell?
So yeah,
Right. Okay, that's
that was.
interesting. So now moving on to actually going from Smackbound into how did that idea now came about to making other projects as well? Because of course you have been part of, like, you have done many projects. Of course, you have given your voice to many projects as well. But before getting into the musical side now more, where did acting came afloat in the life of Netta? Well, how did that happen? Because most of the
I
people might not know Netta is an actress, as well as I've mentioned in the announcements and all that. So we need to now understand, how did that happen?
well, that happened. I first studied. Was I 19 or 20? I studied acting 1 year. I was in this 1 year of acting line in in Tampere. It wasn't the university, but it was this how do you say opisto, lower, a lower kind of how do you say, what is opisto? Niin no, mikä on opisto?
I mean,
Let's ask Nino.
secondary school? No, opisto, no.
It's,
That would be lukio. No.
yeah, but not mikä? Oh, it doesn't have. It's an institute academy, but it,
Right, exactly.
it's not high school. It's not
Right,
lukio,
right.
and it wasn't university. It was.
And it's not a
it's like you
vocational
go.
school as well. And that's
Yeah,
not,
it's
yeah.
it's like you go to, if you want to study to be an electrician, you go to ammattiopisto.
Exactly.
So yeah, so it's the
Specific
So
school for specific things.
yes, exactly. It's well organized.
Yeah, exactly. You only
System.
come to
So
study here this. Huh? No more hanky panky.
exactly. So I studied there for a year, and then I after that I worked in opera, so that was my kind of gateway to musicals and theater. So I first sang classical. I was performing in opera, and it's not really acting, but we're on stage and telling the story. But those were the first like stage works, and then I get into musicals and speak theater plays also, and did a lot of that. Mostly back then I wasn't in TV.
Right.
Maybe only commercials, but I felt like I can't. I was insecure about not having, my master's in acting, my master's degree in acting. So I kind of I kind of waited out to ever start applying for roles in TV and movies. But then I just I had a little burnout because I did a lot of musical. I did lead roles for musicals, and I think it was 2000 it was around when I started also Smackbound and did a lot of run for cover gigs. I I was doing Andrew Lloyd Webber's Tell Me on a Sunday, which is a monologue play, a very beautiful but very heavy also because it's not a happy story. Right. So I did that in Turku for a year, and then I also at the same time did a lot of long hauls in the cruise ships. I was there for 6 weeks in a row or month in a row, and at the same time there was one play where I was playing the lead in Helsinki. So I was never home. Mm-hmm. I was away from, not being able to sleep in my own bed for 280 days that year. So for me, that was kind of
taking its toll.
A bit too much. So then I started to. I said to myself that I want to be able to be home more. So I started to kind of shift from theater to the TV productions, right? Because they are in a way shorter and easier, and they were also easier to combine with the gigs, because you don't that often shoot on a Saturday, but you have theater plays every Saturday, basically. Twice. So I wanted to have a chance to do singing gigs with Run for Cover and at the same time work as an actress. So that's when I started to apply for these roles and slowly also got them.
Right. So what's the ambition now side by side, if you would like? Many people tend to ask me this question, which is like, what do you prefer to most, do you prefer guitar playing or the singing? I mean, like for me, it's same. I don't take one over the other. Like it's just a matter of days or a matter of just the feel. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I would hate to play guitar. I would hate to sing sometimes, and so on. So
Yeah.
in your case, where would you picture yourself? Like I believe there's a reason why you did and you are doing what you're doing. It wouldn't be the case like, okay, well I prefer singing, so I just took acting for the heck of it. No, what?
Yeah.
There's a reason why you chose that path too. But if it were to be now and you were able to pursue both of them side by side as well, would you have the ambition as well to push forward in the acting realm as well? As much as you would like to, create that Bond song and be able to sing and bring back those feathers.
Yeah. So we have to make this happen.
Or
I
maybe
promise
it
to
would
bring the
be in the
feathers.
Bond movie. Maybe that would be the case. There you go. Two in one.
Yeah, yeah, it's a win-win situation. Now, it's
Exactly.
not usually, usually it's not, the theme song is not sung by a
Yeah.
person who is in the movie.
Right,
So
right.
I would have to choose the singing
Mm,
in that case
right.
because I want to sing the song
But maybe
and
you would
not,
be in the
not,
bar acting, you would be in the bar. Bond comes in, gets his martini. Oh. And
Yeah,
maybe you were in the,
true, true.
background with the feathers. It could work.
Yeah, yeah, that's a plan.
See? Hey, I could start
Yeah.
directing. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we have it also
Yeah.
almost ready,
Right, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, because it's 80% of the plan, and then you just execute it.
Exactly. Of course. Hollywood is just
Yeah,
around this corner. They're constructing the Hollywood right over there.
yeah, yeah. It's right next to this mortar. It's you just turn left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's a difficult question because I do things out of passion,
Hmm.
and there are acting kind of I do it for different parts of my soul than singing. I'm curious about the process, what happens in acting. I like the fact that uh, an actress, or actor should completely lose themselves.
Hmm.
So not be at all, because when I sing, I'm myself. You know,
Hmm.
I have I know it's me, and it's my persona, and it's my kind of it comes from my point of my ego, even though I've tried to kill the ego for my whole life. So I would like to think I don't have an ego anymore, but
It's
everybody
inevitable.
has an ego.
It's inevitable.
It's a place of our foundings, like founding structures, and it's not. I don't mean it in a negative way that you can talk that someone is an egoist person. I mean that ego exists as because it's the core foundations of ourself, and in that way that is a possible but positive thing. But what is interesting is in acting, why I like it is because I am a curious person. Hell, I was born in the elevator because I couldn't wait.
Exactly. There we go.
So yes, so for me it is fantastic to kind of do that research of immersing into some other character so that you disappear yourself. And that is a study uh, that I wouldn't want to give up. That's why I act. I love the process in it.
Mm.
And but if you would, you know, let's with the question, like let's turn it around. What is something that I could not give up? If I would have to lose everything I do in the world, what would be the last thing I would still hold on to?
Hmm.
Would oh, Nina shouted, "It's me!" Oh, he's so
Wow.
wrong. Sorry, babe. Oh God. Uh,
But I'm.
it,
Oh wow.
yes,
Oh wow. All
yeah,
right.
it would
Yeah.
be singing.
Right.
I
But
can't,
let him believe
I
that.
would lose myself.
Right.
I wouldn't exist if I would let go of singing.
Right. Right. So then one yet again, I mean, like the priority still remains as vocalist in that department. Music is the key, kind of that way, right?
Music is something that I can't, even though I would many times I would love to just let it go. It's so hard,
Right.
but I can't, and
Right.
I've given my whole life to it. I've lost people, relationships because I stick to it.
Right.
So I cannot. It is a decision I cannot make.
But
It is
yet again,
impossible
I
for
mean,
me.
yet again, because of music, you have made a lot of the relationships as well. So it's like give and take.
Yes, I have.
Exactly. So it's a give and take
Yes, so
process.
yeah, it is. But for me, it's quite in my heart. They're both important, acting and
Right.
singing. They're in a way they are equal. But if I really, if I have to let go of everything in my life,
Mm.
the acting would go first.
Right. 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 I totally
It would be
understand
the
that.
last thing I would ever let go.
Mm.
The singing.
Right. Well, I mean, like the best part about singing is as well, you don't need to plug anything in. You don't need to, change the strings. You don't need to do jack shit, nothing. So even if you're on your deathbed, you're like, let me play my guitar one more time. No, fuck that. Just sing it. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's it, because it's kind of moving your soul. Singing is kind of
right.
it is a way to move your soul. So
Correct. Right.
that's something that it's not a decision to make.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, the fun bit is that many people don't realize this and don't acknowledge it, but we all are singers. Why? Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, the human vocal cords were never kind of constructed or made for the sake of the way we speak. They were
yeah,
just, if you just study them, they are just for guttering and gluttering and whatnot, making just normal sounds. That's
yeah,
it. So what we are speaking, we are actually singing. This is what the singing is. Different notations,
yeah,
different pitch. So everybody is a singer, basically.
yeah.
Some
That's
are
true.
really worst, but like that's another topic.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
okay.
Everyone, everyone has a right to sing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Freedom,
and
world.
everyone should sing.
Right,
It's
right.
it's good for your soul.
True that. True that. Exactly. We have so many different styles of singing, as you just mentioned about the crying singing as well, in that sense. Then we
Yeah,
have angry singing, which we hear, and then we have
yeah,
many different styles of singing. Some are like
yes,
dog barking; they imitate dogs, and
yeah. Oh, you're thinking "Who Let the Dogs Out" song. I
well, one way or the
couldn't
other,
do it.
like.
I have to, practice that dog parking. I sucked at that. That
Hey,
was bad.
practice makes it perfect, right? Now,
Yeah.
now talking about besides the acting bit, and now some of you might know and some of you who don't know. Netta is an expert in wines. And that's why it reminded me by the time I did see the glass, which I got like, let's say I got offended by Nino here because he brought her the glass and I was like, dude, where's mine? Because, but like we need to get to know as well about you are going to make a pop-up shop very soon as well, if I understood it correctly, right?
Hmm.
And you have
Yeah.
had the expertise of tasting wine, and the wine that we drank that night was great as well. There's no question about it. Even though we were quite at a different level of intoxication by that time, even it opened, but like,
Yeah, it wasn't your first sip,
yeah, yeah.
or mine.
No, absolutely not. Because we were just coming from our light technicians, baby shower party, basically. The guy is the father, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not good with these things. When you become a
Yeah.
father, so you can get shit
Yeah.
faced, basically. And we were coming from that. So Heikki and I, we decided to part our ways. They were going to some weird mumutunneli kind of a vibe, and we were like, okay, we are
Yeah.
going that way. And then we ended up
Yeah.
meeting in a bar and then went on. But the point was about wines. So
Yeah.
tell us more about it. Where did that passion come from? How did that come about?
Oh gosh, about this, it is the curiosity in me.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'm my own worst enemy. No, it was I fell in love with wine when I was spending when I was young. I was during the summer months. I was in France in the countryside in Burgundy, and there was a lot of vineyards
Right.
and so I this was I was that was I always went somewhere when I was like from 11 years on. Every summer I went somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I preferred France.
Et France. Mm.
J'aime bien.
Mm.
J'aime bien la France. And so I kind of that's where the initial, love for the wine came. And then it was for a long time, it was just a hobby for me. But because I'm uh, so intrigued with everything with gaining knowledge and and learning things. So I just for the fun of it, I started to study wines,
Mm-hmm.
and I did these international wine certificates exams, like that leads you to Master of Wine.
Nice.
I studied to be a sommelier. I studied uh, to be a winemaker. So, I'm a certified winemaker,
Mm-hmm.
but I've also studied beer brewing and distilling, so we can do our own
Oh, damn.
distillations.
That I did not know. I knew about the wine venture, but I did not know about. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So and
Now
then
we
I
have
then
a
and
plan.
I still have, because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to go to London now.
Mm.
I'm almost done with the VSAT diploma, but I still have an exam there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm waiting for the pandemic to clear out to be able
Right.
to kind of end that and be ready with the studies. So
Precisely.
I could do I could have a little rest for a while. I've studied so many years in a row that
Right.
that,
Right.
that I'm also a shoe designer.
Oh yeah, that what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I studied 6 years for that. So
Exactly.
and so I've basically studied my whole life in some school, always something.
Right.
So but yeah, the
Right.
wine came there, and then they asked me to. I sat on the. They asked me to join early years ago already. They kind of noticed that even though I wasn't an importer yet, and it was just a hobby, but I had studied someone that they asked me to become a member of the Finnish Sommeliers Society's board,
Right.
and I was there for a couple of years. Then I gave it up because it took too much time.
Right.
Uh, and then I started my own wine pouring company, specialized in quality small producer wines from Europe. I uh, I specialize in Spain
Right.
and Galicia, but I have wines all over Europe that I import, but
Right.
only the good stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. No,
And
I
yes,
mean,
now I am opening a wine bar in the Helsinki city center. It's a pop up for 1 month only. So
right.
1 month only, you have to come. It's in July.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just waiting for these fucking gates to open. I'm like, it's too
Exactly.
much time I've spent in this box here. I'm just
Yeah,
like
I
it's
know. But it
yeah.
also has a, you can sit on the outside, or
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. It's not going to be too crowded, and so but there you will have the possibility to taste all my wines, because they are they are a bit special. So it
Right.
is it is a marginal
my wines are usually only fine dining and Michelin restaurants.
Right.
So now you have a chance to taste them uh, in a for a price that you can buy the glass, because I'm opening them and you don't have to buy the bottle, so you get to
Right.
taste just
Definitely.
by glass, so you get to know so many wines that you've never been able to taste. So it's in
Correct.
Alexander in Katu, so it's straight in the Helsinki city center. You can see the big Tuomiokirkko, the white church.
Church. Correct. Yeah.
It's there, so everybody come there, and we were also going to have some happening
Hmm.
when Laurenne and Louhimo album comes out in July 9th. So Nora is gonna
Well, that's
join
great.
us in the bar. So
Exactly.
let's
That's
see what happens. We're
because my next questions were just this is going pretty smoothly, just like a nice wine, just like it's just getting there. It's just, seeping in because I was just going to talk about the project as well right there. And there you just said that. So one of my moderators here as well on the community moderator is coming from Germany in July to Finland. So she
Oh,
just said as well, like, in July is a good time, then I'll actually be there. And like, okay,
yeah,
a good promotion, eh? Very good.
yes. Welcome.
Welcome.
Please taste wine bar. You
Yes,
can you can find it in Instagram already. So
exactly, exactly.
so
Now
yes, welcome to drink. I will be working there all the time, all the time. I don't
you're
I don't
kidding
have
me.
money to I don't have money to hire anyone, so
Oh
I'm just
dang!
gonna
Yeah, yeah.
stand there.
Okay, okay. Damn it. Oh
And I'm
jeez.
not wearing pants, as you see. It's the pandemic time of the Neo.
Yeah. Well, when I do play guitars, then I do have to wear the pants, obviously, because people are able to
Yeah.
see what I'm doing. But like, well, it's like
Yeah, but
those
this,
amazing, big YouTube like YouTube reviewers, for instance, who have 10 million like subscribers and so on. Like one of them, I know he, for the heck of it, definitely does not wear pants. He just puts on a tie, he puts on a suit. Up here, down there is another
yeah,
suit. It's a Donald Duck vibe
yeah,
going on right there.
yeah. Why bother?
Yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck? The only reason I have to take the pants on is because I have to come to the studio. It's like, and go
Yeah,
back home. I
exactly.
can't really travel like halfway down, completely off on the buses. I don't think they will let me in.
Yeah, I think there might be a little
Yeah,
problems there.
yeah, it's not just gonna be like you're not wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask down there as well. Like that's gonna be.
Yeah, yes, double threat.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, okay, that's fucked up. Like, so now, now talking about the project. Would I call it a project or should I call it a band? Like, what's the whole shebang? How did it come about? How did you and Nora, basically the singer of Battle Beast, come about making Laurenne and Louhimo? Like, how was it? What was the birth of it? Which elevator
I
was that
was,
coming out in?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, it had been in the back of my mind for a few years now that it would be cool to, because I really like Nola and love her as a singer,
Mhm.
love her as a person and as a singer. And it was kind of on the back of my mind that it would be cool to do something together one day.
Right.
And and we talked about it with Nino, like, yeah, that it would be a cool thing to do, cool production. Um, and then we actually collaborated in Ecuadorian band Black Sun's song. You are also there. This on the same song.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
lost your
Of
memory.
course, yes, exactly. The Black Sun song, right, 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 exactly.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, Black Sun song. Yes.
Right, right, exactly.
So we are all
We are
on
all
the
in there.
same
Yeah,
song.
exactly.
Yes.
True that, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So we sang, of course, we sang other parts, but we sang the C part together with Nora, and it
Right.
was funny because we struggled to kind of know that was it ourselves singing or the other ones. It was
Aha.
so we sounded so alike,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Is this me or you?
Right.
Who's singing?"
Right, 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 right.
And then it kind of intrigued me more because I felt like that's cool that we uh, at times are so close together and the sound of our voices that we can't tell ourselves like are we singing or not.
Right.
And I thought that that's a great thing that we actually have that similar sounding voices. And then when the pandemic started and cleared the schedule for Battle Beast touring
Mm.
and Smackbound because we were just we were rehearsing and we were supposed to start our club gigs
Mm. Yeah.
the like in 2 days, and then the corona hit and said stop, and we were like, what? We're just
Exactly.
gonna lift off and yes,
Yeah.
live gigs, and then
Mm.
nah.
Exactly.
So so as it cleared the whole year, around 2020,
Right.
and I only worked for 5 years, so it's nothing that we get to.
I like time to rest home a little bit. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's
We just
nothing.
lost all. There, no one's seen us alive. Seen us live. So what the?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So in a way, the George Michael dream came true.
Yeah, you made the songs, you released the album, you were out there, like, hey, who needs the shows? Like, how with that? Like,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
exactly.
See,
Yeah, I'm living a dream.
be very careful about what you dream for and what you.
Yeah, I really have to.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think this was bound to happen.
Right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
There you go. You got
Yeah,
Smackbound. You got. It
I
was.
got.
Uh, you were
Yeah.
bound to be smacked.
Yes.
Right.
I, I didn't realize that it's also me that I get to smack myself.
Exactly. It comes back. It's bound to happen that way as well, not the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go.
Hmm.
So, but then we started to, after the initial, total passive panic of a week or two,
Right.
unable to do anything anything productive at
Right.
all. And then we started to talk about with Nina, like, should we try it? Should I call Nora? And should we like ask if she wants to do this with me and with us? And I called her, and immediately she said yes. Said yes. I didn't know that she had been dreaming of it too.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
we've talked about it, and we both had the same dream of collaborating together. So we were kind of fangirls of each other,
All right. Well, that's
and
pretty awesome.
so it was fun. Yeah, that was so great that Nora said that she always wanted to do something with me too. So this was it,
Hmm.
and then I um, talked to the label. I like, are they interested in this
Hmm.
project or production? I would say that it's a band because we this is not a singular album that we are going to do. We're going to
Hmm.
continue.
Right.
So it's a I don't know what a duet collaboration, but
Hmm.
it's not for only one album.
Right.
Even our deals are for more albums. So
Right.
there will be more. We're not done yet.
Right. Are there
um,
members who are going to be exposed as well? Or have you thought
uh,
about that? Or are you doing the same junction as Run for Cover? Like, okay, who we need to throw out later on? Right.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Exactly. Who gets thrown
Yeah,
out? Like, here's the window.
yeah. It
Okay. Right.
might be me. If I get really annoyed by
Oh,
myself, I would
wow.
just throw myself out.
Right.
Yeah, like, you're
Interesting.
out of the band.
Right,
Come on.
exactly. You are who, me, yes, you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't we talk about this? No.
No. Out you
Yeah.
go. Okay, where's the
Yeah.
door? Here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, then we started to, Nora came to the studio, and we talked about the project, what we want to do. We hung out a little bit. She stayed at our home. We were having a little wine and talked so much. about life last year, like when she came, you know, and we hang out several times.
Right.
So we really, even though Nora was a part of the songwriting process,
Hmm.
she was a singer in the album. Uh, but it is, I wanted the songs to be the kind of songs and the lyrics to be the kind of lyric that she can, you know, sign, that she that they are her thoughts and feelings also. So
Right.
that's why it was so important and so good for us to talk so much. So we got to know, you know, of course we knew each other from before, but we really got in deep and talked about our, you know, our traumas and the things that have hurt us and what our fears are and what our hopes are, and so that really helped because then I had a clear vision of what we both want to say,
Right.
even though it's me writing the lyrics. I incorporated Nora's thoughts and feelings there also. So and she was very happy with them. So she says that everything that is there is something that she can agree to and kind of
Right. Right. That's
you know,
pretty.
sign.
That's pretty cool. So, did you have like when you were writing the material? Did you have the thought process like, okay, this is where you're hearing Nora. This is where you're hearing you. This is how the things are gonna, end up being and so on. Because I recall very well when I was making the demo with Nino of that song, which unfortunately my memory is vague, so I don't remember the name of the song, the Black Sun song, right? And
Me neither, but let's ask what's the Black Sound song that we sing in both Still Alive.
Still
Yeah.
alive, yeah. Still
Yes.
alive, of course, of course. Like the simplest name, out of the window. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
We
when
have
I
no hope, you know.
that's it needs an update. Needs that
Yeah.
definitely need an update. But that 5G is coming soon anyway, so that's good.
Yes.
At least my way, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but like it's coming. It's coming. Right. Damn it. God damn it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I recall very well because when writing down everything, like singing wise, it was kind of, I was thinking about the process because Nino said as well, like, okay, that's where, it would be cool to have, the Nana is going to do this part anyway. So there's like, Netta is going to do this part. And then, okay, they're going to be you. And then it's going to be Kako can be here and this and that. So it was very clear that who could take over what part. So it was easier to kind of start creating over that as well. But did you have that process in mind as well that you thought like, hey, wait a minute, so I'm gonna write this. Nora would be able to, Nora should do this or Nora should do that. Or how did that go about? All right. Brumpus.
Next question.
Right.
No, no, but really, no, we didn't think of it because we composed all the songs with Nino,
Right.
and we didn't want to think about separating the parts while we were composing. We just wanted to do, uh, you know, a good song. So we concentrated on the song itself. To
Mm-hmm.
so we just had fun and wanted to make as good of a song as possible.
Right.
So so that was not maybe in the background sometimes there might be something like, okay, this might be good, you know, if you sing together here or something, but basically we didn't think about that while we were composing,
Right.
and I didn't think about that, I didn't want to think about that when
Mm-hmm.
I was writing the lyrics.
Right. Right.
In a few songs I felt like there is especially uh, in the last song of the album, Dances of Truth,
Mm-hmm.
I felt while I was writing the lyrics, I felt like I that there should be some kind of dialogue.
I see.
So in that song, I did write the lyrics with the dialogue in mind. So there is a conversation that begins the song. So in that part, and in some few other parts in the album, I kind of, while I was writing the lyrics, I already know that this will be
In
shared
this
like
way.
this.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah. But basically, when the songs were done, the lyrics were done, we then sat down
Right.
and talked about, because it was very important for me that we both, it is an equal share that you can hear us on the album. So I wanted us to sing together in every song, so there is no solo songs.
Right, right.
And I wanted the shares to be equal, so both of us, sing just as much as the other on the album. If this song has a C part that Nora sings, I'm gonna sing, the C part in some other song.
Right,
So
right, right.
the total will be very equal.
Right.
And at this point, we chose the, like, who sings what, and we went through this. I went through this with Nino, and I went through this with Nora.
Right.
So we discussed, like, how you feel. What do you feel like you want to sing? Do you want, is this line something you feel more strongly, or the other one?
Right, right, right.
And so on. So
Mm.
and it was important also to change kind of the pattern, so not every song is the same. Like you start and then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
come
yeah.
in, and so we made the plan then when we had everything ready
Right.
before hitting the studio.
Interesting. Now I have two questions actually being asked in the chat. If you would be willing to answer them, they are regarding what is the meaning of life. No, no, that wasn't the question. The question is, will there be another single or a video before the album release? That's the first question.
Yes.
Right. Now the second question.
We just
Yes.
do you like my short answers?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
talk
That's
so
great.
much.
Absolutely.
I
Exactly.
I
It's
should
great.
change the
It's
style
great.
and just yes and no.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I should actually do that sometime. That would be so cool. Like, yes, no, yes,
Yeah.
yes, no. That'd be so
Yeah,
fucking good.
it will be done in a minute,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
half an hour
Well, yeah.
interview.
Were you born in
And
the elevator?
it
Yes.
would especially work, if it's in a print magazine.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
No.
Just imagine how many interviews you can give finally, Like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
pour it in, no problem. Those tick and,
Exactly.
tick and just cross the sections like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
no, yes, no. Like,
Yeah.
easy.
Exactly. This would be cool.
That would be
Yeah, but yes,
great.
we are. We actually filmed our second music video. Oh my God, what day is it?
Today?
On Tuesday
Oh,
this
okay,
week.
okay.
So me and Nora came to our house, at 3 a.m. from the shoot. And
Right. Oh,
so
damn.
it was Tuesday and Wednesday,
Right, right,
basically.
right, right.
So
When's the
now
morning?
it's coming soon.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
coming in just a few weeks.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Looking forward to that. Now we have a second question which says, or asks, basically is asked by Tapani M. I don't know what the M stands for, unfortunately, but Mr. Tapani is asking that do you think that for the next album you might write together with Nora on some songs, or Nora might write her on her own and contribute that way, or will it be written by you and Nino?
I have no answer to that yet. I don't know yet. It all depends on everything, when we are going to do the second one, and
Right.
what the life is like,
True.
surrounding that time. So if Barabis is touring, so
Right.
then it's obvious that
Could be difficult.
Nora is not writing anything.
Right.
We have to wait and see. Let's see what happens. Everything's possible. We don't know yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like in my case, what I can say is let the first album please come out.
Yeah,
let's
that's
kick
first.
that with the shebang,
Yeah.
Instead of looking forward to like, hey, when is your third album coming out? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What? In our case,
Yeah,
fucking time.
it takes
It
so much work to
it
do an
takes
album.
time to release an album.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right.
Chang.
Good. Padumps.
Yes,
Good. All right.
it is such a huge process.
Yeah.
Uh, do an album that we need to first, kind of revive ourselves from this and actually be able to enjoy this first album.
Definitely.
It's not about we're not robots just doing music,
Right. Right. It's not a fast
there
food
has to be
chain.
balance.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a fast food thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you
And
like to have
so
the Mac burger, or would you like to have the Macking burger? What?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or
So I hope this will live a long time and people are, it stays on people's players for a long time.
right.
So
And he just passed
because
100,000 views as well, which is pretty cool. Right.
yeah, in less than a week, that's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
so
nice.
people are finding the song.
Right.
It's really cool and we really need to, but it's not, we're not gonna start. No way are we going to start. We're gonna really take our time and enjoy this album to come out. Maybe tour a little bit with this project because we really would love to uh, uh, perform this music live with
Right.
Nora.
Yeah.
So, but that depends on the world to open up.
Absolutely.
It's not
Exactly.
that's not a decision we can make.
Like,
It's
knock, knock, who's there? Pandemic is still here!
exactly. So let's see what happens, but we're
Right,
definitely going to take our time and we're going into the studio in July for Smackbound's second album.
right.
It's all written and now we just have to record it. So that is going to take the rest of the year and
Definitely.
so let's see, let's enjoy what we have
Hmm.
and not think about what we don't have.
Right, exactly. Well, let's hope for the best, and of course, I mean, all the best to all of the music world in that department. But definitely looking forward to the release, and hoping for that it explodes nice with a big mushroom. We will hope for the best, and it
Yes,
cures
let's hope for the
people.
best.
Instead of like the destruction mushroom, it's a cure mushroom.
It's
Exactly.
yeah, it's a cure mushroom.
Exactly.
That's well said. How can I steal that?
Exactly.
In some interview, like, what is it? What is the album? Like, well, it's a cure
It's a
mushroom.
cure mushroom.
And then I just leave it at that. I
Yeah.
don't explain more. And
Which
then,
mushroom
like,
we are talking about?
and then
Yeah.
I'll just, continue ask Adam.
Yeah. Or just say yes.
Yes, yes,
Cure mushroom. Yes.
yes.
Next.
Exactly. Next, anyone?
Right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
as now coming to the kind of ending zone of the stream as well, like as I told you in the beginning as well, like before we started the stream,
Yes.
that it's like I tend to do this away from the journalistic perspective. I don't want to have this. So how was the writing process of the album?
Yes.
Like everybody fucking is gonna say the same answer, which is like it was great or it was completely shit. They would say that after
Yeah.
they disband when they throw somebody out of the window, then they're like,
Yeah.
it was the worst experience of my life. So I mean, like those are the usual answers, right? So in my case, I
Yeah.
wanted to be more like getting to know that how one is born in the elevator, which is amazing, which is definitely fantastic. So I mean, keeping that in accordance, we can go on talking about a lot of stuff. It's gonna be,
Yeah.
actually, I've started to really think about like having my guests with the part two always, now. Like instead of having the new ones in, I should start doing the
Yeah.
series episode two, episode three with the same people, so to speak, because there's so much that could be
Yeah.
talked about. But
That's true. You can only, you can only scratch the surface a little
yeah,
bit at any one time.
right,
So
right,
it's good to kind of maybe talk more often than just once and trying to because people don't.
true,
It's impossible to
tell everything at once, and then you really can get to the interesting stuff and stuff that nobody has ever asked or
Right.
talked about. So
And
that's,
especially when you know, update your software as well and the memory comes a little bit refreshed.
yeah,
So you're like,
yes,
ah, that story.
yes, exactly.
You're like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, you really that? But yeah, I had a band then.
exactly. Now I recall the name. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I call
Okay.
you back when I remember it.
Exactly. That would
Yes,
be the
next time I'll
best
tell
thing to
it.
do the interviewers, you
Yeah.
know, when they ask you such question as well, you go, I'll call you back.
Yeah, exactly.
Call them after 2 months, like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah, now I've
rewrite?
got it.
Yeah, can you rewrite that article?
Exactly. Yeah, because this is true that, at least for me, I tend to, not remember stuff.
Right,
Like right now I can't remember like the band's name.
right, right, right.
Uh, and then I tend to, today I can't answer some stuff, and I answer differently because I can't remember something. So I stay silent and say something
Absolutely.
else. So uh, you know, every day and every interview is different because our
True,
mine my
true.
memory doesn't work.
Exactly.
Oh, I so and no one's does.
I
But
mean,
yes, it's
as I mentioned to you earlier, that, you know, like in Finland, we are kind of like inbreds musicians wise. Like we share so many different band members with different bands and so on. So the funny
yeah,
bit is basically the two bands of mine, I have the same bassist. So I have in True Cult Club, we have Yako. And then later on, I
yeah,
took in like Yako in Damnation Plan as well when our bassist left. So when
yeah.
they were here in the studio and I went live and I was introducing him just for True Cult Club. Then somebody in the chat wrote to me that, yeah, by the way, in Damnation Plan too, and we both looked at each other like, yeah, true. I mean, like sitting next to each other, not even knowing how many things we are doing
Yeah,
together. So it's like, what? So
yeah, exactly. So sometimes you get a bit of different answer of something because on that particular moment you might not remember something,
no,
and
right,
then you're like, oh my God, why didn't I answer this one?
exactly.
Like
That was
this
so
this should have been the answer, but I
right.
didn't remember that. I
Yeah,
didn't remember that I was in Rhodos. You know, I have lost so much memory.
right,
Like I only see from pictures that I've been in some country or some, and I'm like, oh, have I traveled with these people? And it's so weird,
right. Oh,
that
damn.
nothing in your brain says that you've ever been there.
Right, right,
And then
right,
you look at the pictures, like, yes, you have been there. Okay, I must have been there then. And
right.
this is so weird. Like, what's happening and why?
Mm,
How is it working like that?
right.
And other things are that you have this daily memory, and that fails you because you're tired and you have so much things
Correct.
happening at the same time. So you just kind of
Passes by
um,
in a quick
yeah,
spin.
yes, yeah. So it's too stuffed with everything that you can't remember. And then there are things that I have once and for all, like, totally forgot.
Hmm.
uh, and I still don't have the memory like back. Like I have this one trip to Rhodos.
Hmm.
We spent there, I don't know, a week or two, and I have no recollection of ever
Right.
going on that trip,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it has never come back to me. I
I,
still don't remember, but I've seen the
yeah,
pictures.
right. Actually,
So,
this
and this
thing that you're
happens
saying
because
right now exactly happened to me yesterday. I was going through my phone and I saw one picture. It's like, holy fucking shit. It's from 2002, basically. And that was my
yeah,
first ever trip in Europe. And I was visiting my brother as well, like in Germany. And I see this picture with me, him, um, and our mom. And I don't remember jack shit of it.
exactly.
It's like,
It's
what?
so weird.
Right.
But I do think that it has to do with something also that is happening. I don't know in this case, but for me, I remember the Rhodos thing that it was back then. I had kind of I was in a state of shock or trauma or
Yeah.
sorrow,
Yeah.
so it must have affected the
The
my memory.
experience. Yeah. Even the
So
experience.
yeah,
Right.
yes. So I can't basically remember. I think I have a half a year of cap in my memory that I don't remember. And somebody has told me that you lived there, and I was like, I've never lived there.
Right.
I have no, you know, it's and I think these big shocks in our lives work like this. So we kind of shut ourselves in a way that we just execute the staying alive
Correct.
thing, that we
Right.
we lose all the memories, and they never come back. They might come back one day, but yet, you know, this Rhodos was like, what, 20 years ago, and it's still, I can't recall anything
Correct.
from that period of time. So this is how I think there's something very beautiful also about it, that that our memory also kind of keeps us safe.
In a way, it's a good protection
I mean,
plan.
in a way,
Yeah,
yes, it's
it is.
protection
Right.
of that period of time when you are in state of shock, or have been traumatized, or are very, you are going
Vulnerable
through
or
something very hard.
you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had different reasons for losing, you know, bits and pieces of our
Correct.
memory. Yeah.
Correct. It's brain is a
And
very
sometimes you
interesting.
lose it when you drink too much wine.
Well, there's yeah, that was a bad promotion, Netta, for your wines right there. That was
I mean, my wines never
yeah,
give
no.
you a hangover, and you
Yeah.
don't lose your memory.
Hmm.
But the other wines,
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
These ones keep you sharp. These,
yes,
yeah. These ones are the ones that put the restart button on. Like,
yes, yes.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
also always reset with the other stuff,
You know,
you
no,
know.
other stuff is shut down. It's like, what the fuck? What? I forgot to put the machine on. So, yeah,
Exactly.
like, completely wiped out memory. Like, what happened? Battery was off. It was not plugged in.
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
God,
Yeah.
just imagine the
Oh
scenario.
gosh.
It's like telling your friend, hey dude, go press that button, it will restart, we'll get the power. A hetkinen, boom, shut down. Whole building lights are off. What the fuck happened, dude? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
That's
gosh. Yes.
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, so her
Honestly,
wines are
yes.
definitely there's a big sign written, this is the restart button, so nobody
Yes.
misses that.
Exactly.
Actually, that could be a good
Yeah.
branding. I mean, like,
True.
yeah, here is the restart button.
There, think twice, and then there should be this clause for, you know, any, how you say it, like you are not responsible if someone
Press.
decides to push the button.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If somebody presses the shutdown button, not your problem.
Yeah, exactly. There's a clause that they have given all, you know, given away all their rights to complain later on.
Exactly.
They're on
Oh,
their own.
yeah, that's it. That's the
Yeah.
other generation. That's the other
Yeah.
sort of software or mechanics. That's definitely not our kind.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know which operating
Oh my
system is
God.
that, but not ours. We don't build
Yeah.
no apps on that one. Holy shit. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay, now as we are
Oh
coming
God.
to the like the ending part of it, but first of all, I have to thank you for coming over to the chat. It was fun, definitely, and of course you're welcome again. And when the gates open, it would be nice to have like um, in-person chats as well, which would be great because
Yeah.
this is interesting to it has helped me a lot by talking to so many people out there. Like, of course, the people that I know, people that I don't know, you get to know sort of people, and you get to start working on yourself much more as well by like getting to know stories from different people. It's so interesting to me personally for my own personal development, and I think it reflects on everybody also to be able to, listen, like literally listen, not just listen for the heck of it, but listen and absorb that information because you can learn so much out of it by talking and listening. Because we lack
Yeah.
that in this society nowadays, definitely. I mean, we get to the bars and so on, we talk about something and then, no, 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 just for the heck of party, and whoop, next thing it's like, uh, and so on and so
Yeah.
on. So this has
Yeah,
been
it's
great.
so superficial usually,
Exactly.
and he gets, the connection, you get distracted all the time, and
Correct. Correct. It's like you're talking some real deal thing, something with that, and somebody just presses that shutdown button. The
yeah,
next thing you know, like,
exactly.
what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that shutdown button is that one shot, and
Yes,
that Jägermeister shot just does magic.
yes.
Oh, damn it. So now, final question, and this is a very interesting and exciting question, and it has started by my community from the very beginning, and the whole thing has happened to be that either it makes us or breaks us, but it's a good one. It's a good one. So it keeps us,
Oh my
rolling.
God.
Everybody waits for that. Like, what is this guest gonna say? What is this guest gonna say? What is that person is about? What is that person about? So it has something to do with food, of course, right? And
Hmm.
it
Is wine
has
considered food in this case?
that's a liquid food. That's a liquid food. But we're talking about in the solid form kind of a
Okay,
vibe, right?
okay. Solid food, okay.
Yeah, and
Not that familiar with it, but yes,
yeah.
okay.
I'm just liquid diet. Nah, totally, no problem. But so it has to do with the pizza, and I might
Okay,
have an idea, or you might have an idea where it's going to. Right.
no.
Okay. Good. Good. Then we'll get to know it even better. And it has to do with the pineapple. So pineapple
Um,
on pizza, yes or no?
no.
Fuck yes! Yes! People, yes! I knew it! I knew it! I fucking knew it! Exactly. That's good. That is
So
good.
we're still friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Far from friends. Absolutely. No problem. Like, open that next wine
Yes.
bottle. I'm coming over.
Yeah, yeah,
Let Nino know. Open the doors. The
yes.
gates open.
The gates are open. The
Exactly.
wine is in the cold and it's open.
Oh wow. Oh
Come
wow.
on, man.
That's great. Yeah, this has been
No
happening like
pineapple.
since some time that I get to ask people about this. But that's great. That's great. So it's no.
Yes. No.
All
Yes.
right. Yeah.
And there's no addition to that.
Right.
For once, really, the one one word is enough. No.
Exactly. Right. That is where you definitely can assign the fact about an interview or say like, yeah, no, that's it. Doot, doot, doot,
Exactly.
doot. Like call amps.
Yes, there's nothing to add there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a
Right.
definite no.
And everybody's still
Yeah.
sitting in the conference room like, hmm, what happened? Hello, Netta? Hello? Hello, madam? Hello? Like,
Yeah.
and the shutdown button, boom, gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But I have to thank you, Netta. Thanks for coming. And it
Thank you so
was
much for having me.
definitely fun to talk. And hopefully we get to see each other pretty soon.
Yes, let's
And
hope so.
there were some festivals that we were supposed to. Oh shit, that was not public yet. Yeah, there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we will see some. We'll see each other on some festivals. Oh fuck.
Yes.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see
Yes.
how
Yes.
that comes around. But all the best. Good
Yeah.
luck for the release and good luck for the next single coming out.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to it. And
Thank you.
all the best. And like guys, thank you for watching as well, staying with us. That's super nice. All the links of Netta are in the description of the video, so go check them out. Follow her. Check out the pop-up bars links as well. Keep your eyes at it. If you're in Helsinki by that time, you know where to go. You know where to get those,
Yeah.
restart button wines. Very important.
Yes.
Very important. And besides that, support the bands, follow them, check out the videos, listen to a lot of Spotify. When I say listen to a lot of Spotify, because fucking trust me, when I say a lot of Spotify, only then you get like one sip of wine.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
You have to listen a lot
To compensate
you
that.
know, to compensate. Yes,
Exactly.
that's true.
So,
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here, and thank you, Asim, for having me here. It was so fun.
absolutely, absolutely. And all the best for today as well. Particularly, it's
Thank you.
Thursday. I keep on thinking that it's Friday for some reason. I don't know why. Because
Me
that
too.
wine glass, just made me think that it could be Friday. And like, damn it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's gonna
In
be
our house,
tomorrow.
it's Friday every day.
Oh, perfect. When can I move in?
And I straight away, just bring
Exactly.
your stuff.
Right,
And
exactly.
I'm actually gonna have pizza without pineapple.
There you go. There we go. There
Yes.
we go. Exactly. Alrighty. Take
Yeah.
care. Have a good night.
Thank
And
you. You
everybody,
too.
see you guys later.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
See
Ciao,
you.
ciao. Bye, bye.
Ciao.